Shout out to the pack. It is pack here. The 10th roster update of NBA 2K22 dropped today. I'm going to show you all the major rating changes. But before the video starts, if you like this kind of content, please join the pack and subscribe and leave a like on the video to help the video grow. Let's get the video started. So, a couple downgrades for the 76ers. Actually, like a good amount. So, Shake Milton goes -2, which is weird because he's a good scorer. It's just slowing down for him. Paul Millsap went down as well, 1. Then we have DeAndre Jordan going down 2. I mean, he is turning into the worst player in the NBA very quickly. Sad stories. But, like, there's just a lot of downgrades for the 76ers. And that's because it's become top heavy. Before, this was a team that was supposed to be deep. Now it's a team that has a couple really good players and everyone else is just not good. So, I mean, it's always out for them. The 76ers are still a good team. It's just they've changed their philosophy for basketball. For the Bucks, so Drew Holiday goes down 1. So instead of upgrading Chris Middleton, which is what they should have done, they downgraded Drew Holiday, which is I disagree with, but whatever. Now they have Chris Middleton as the second best player on the team. Then you have Bobby Portis, who also goes -1. And then Brook Lopez, who also goes -1. So a couple downgrades for the Bucks, but they're still one of the best teams in the East, so I don't think they care. For the Chicago Bulls, DeMar DeRozan -1, but no increase for Zach LaVine. I said that DeMar should have gone down 1, but I was expecting Zach to get a +1 to make him a little closer to the best player on the team. I don't like that they didn't upgrade Zach. That's my personal opinion, but I just didn't like it. Alex Caruso goes -2. I have always said this is idiotic because he's coming back from injury. Why would you do that? That's so dumb. And Kobe White -2 as well. So a couple changes for the Bulls, who have been slowing down lately. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Lauri Markkanen +1, which is very well deserved. In fact, I do feel that he should be in the 80 overall club, but that is just me. And then Karis LeVert -3. With his new role with the Cavaliers, he's kind of slowed down offensively, but he'll come around, I think. And then Cedi Osman -2. For the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum +1, entering the 90 overall club where he belongs, obviously. So that's actually really good for him. Then we have Derek White, who gets a -1. Offensively, he's been slowing down, but defensively, he's still been pretty good. With Peyton Pritchard, he goes +4, the highest upgraded player in this roster update. He had a little bit of a stretch last year for a little bit, right? And this year, he's doing the same stretch as well. He's playing well. So, one I disagree with, but Marcus Morris +1, making him the best player on the Clippers. So I had said that I felt Reggie Jackson's the best player. Me personally, I don't think I'm opposed to Marcus Morris going up, but I think Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris should be tied. That's all I feel, but whatever. And then Amir Coffey -2, which is absolutely what he needed to, because he was the best player on the team for a little bit. That's ridiculous. A couple upgrades for the Grizzlies. Desmond Bane +2. I believe firmly that he has been the second best player for most of the season on this team, so absolutely deserved. Steven Adams +1. He's been playing very, very well. Tyus Jones out of nowhere. Well, it's not out of nowhere. He's always been a bucket, but man, has he been picking it up. Entering the 80 overall club for the first time in his career. DeAnthony Melton also entering the 80 overall club with a +1. With the Atlanta Hawks, we have John Collins -1. And that's it for the Hawks. You know, I think that Trae Young has been carrying this team very, very, very hard this season. And I think that's not even an understatement. For the Heat, a lot of downgrades because they've been kind of struggling. Jimmy Butler -1. Oh, I talked about this in my video the other day. I feel like he should be like a 91. I think offensively, he is very much slowed down. Like, he's still the defensive presence that he's always been. But offensively, he is very much slowed down. And then we have a bunch of other downgrades, like it was going back here to Oladipo -4, which I think is usually, I would say it's unfair to lower someone who just came back from injury, but Oladipo's been injured for a while, so to be fair, it's expected for him to go down. Max Struss goes down with 1, and another big downgrade is Gabe Vincent -3. So the most downgraded player in this roster update is Gabe Vincent. So a lot of downgrades to this team. It's been slowing down hard, and now Omer Yurtseven is the 5th best player on the Heat, which is pretty cool to see. For the Hornets, LaMelo Ball +1, Miles Bridges +1, and Montrezl Harrell -1. So no upgrade for Terry Rozier, but Kelly Oubre -2 as well. The no Terry Rozier upgrade's kind of awkward because he did get he's been scoring a lot, but whatever. At the end of the day, they're getting upgrades, which his team deserves. And then a bunch of downgrades for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert -1, Donovan Mitchell -3. Whoa, that's a lot. But I do think come playoff time, that's going to change. But yeah, he's been very inefficient for sure. So for the Sacramento Kings, we have Harrison Barnes going down -1 and Davion Mitchell +2. I agree with those, but I do think that De'Aaron Fox is the best player on this team to this day. So for neither of these players to get a change is kind of ridiculous, if we're just being honest, like 100%. With the New York Knicks, Julius Randle -1. So he keeps going down. He has been playing poorly. making Derrick Rose the second best player on the team, making Julius Randle the third. I mean, compared to last season, like, Julius Randle was so good. Like, what happened, bro? Emmanuel Quigley goes +1, and Alec Burks. Quigley's been very solid. And I think Obi Toppin goes +2. Jericho Sims goes +3. So a lot of changes for this team, a bunch. For the Lakers, so Melo goes -1, which I agree with. Malik Monk +1, and Russell Westbrook stays the same. Even though I agree that I didn't know Anthony Davis wasn't hurt anymore. I did not know he was coming back, but I guess he's coming back. But I still feel Russell Westbrook should be the third best player, my personal opinion, but that's just me. A couple changes for the Magic. So Franz Wagner -1 and Cole Anthony -1. They've definitely been slowing down throughout the year. And Wendell Carter Jr. has actually emerged as the best player on the team, which is cool to see. So for the Mavericks, Spencer Dinwiddie +1. We talked about this for a long time. This is expected. He's been very, very good for the Mavericks. It is good to see. And even though I think Luka definitely needs some more help, and even though they're third in the West, which is awesome to see, Spencer Dinwiddie is going to help that a lot. Josh Green goes down -2, and I didn't even know that was possible. And then Trey Burke also goes down 3. So again, it's crazy how this team is third in the West, and it's just downgrade after downgrade. Kind of nuts. For the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving +1. We all knew this was coming. He has been fantastic ever since he's been able to play more. And Andre Drummond also +1. Very interesting to see. I do think Andre Drummond's been really finding his role with this team, which is really impressive. I'm actually kind of happy for him. Nicholas Claxton goes +1. Agreed. Bruce Brown +1. And then a couple changes with Goran Dragic. That goes -2. And then Patty Mills -1. Patty Mills was the third best player rating-wise on this team at the start of the year. And now he's fallen off, which is crazy because he was leading the team in scoring. Well, second in scoring for like most of the season. It's nuts. So for the Nuggets, we have Will Barton -1, and then Bones Highland +3. This one's massive because I have felt that Bones Highland had been one of the better players for sure throughout the year. And I predicted at the beginning of the season that he'd be one of the best players on the Nuggets. I'm just saying. So that's fire to see, and I wouldn't be surprised if they play him more. He's going to end up being the second best player on this team, assuming Jamal Murray is still hurt, right? So for the Pacers, Malcolm Brogdon -1, making them tied with Tyrese Halliburton as the best player on the Pacers. But to be honest with you, I haven't seen a single Pacers game in the last 5 months. And then Jalen Smith +1. I'm just happy Jalen Smith is getting a chance to play now. That's actually awesome to see. Goga goes +3. Another player that's awesome to see is getting the chance to play more. He seems like he's pretty solid. A big one for the Pelicans. Cj Mccullum +1. He has been the best player on this team. That is so hyped to see. And when Zion comes back, you have yourselves a roster. And then a player that's been coming out of nowhere, Jose Alvarado, all season has been slowly playing better and better. +3 for him. He's been fantastic. And a big downgrade for Devontae Graham -3. It sucks because he was like a 19-point per game scorer with the Hornets, at least for a while. I don't know if he had for 18 at the end of the season. So it sucks to see that he's not succeeding with the Pelicans, but so far that's the case. Okay, so Cade Cunningham +1 and Sadiq Bey +1, making Cade Cunningham for the first time this season the best player on the Pistons. And that's cool to see. You would think, drafted so high, he would be that good. It's awesome. It's awesome to see that the Pistons are having a roster for the future. Sadiq Bey is looking really good. He's only 22 years old. Diallo looks really good. He's only 22. You could keep Jeremy Grant if you want to, and I feel like he still has a couple good years in him left. Kelly Olynyk has been solid even though he's 30. Marvin Bagley III, okay, goes +3. It's crazy. I've been hating on Marvin Bagley for a long time, but maybe he just needed to be somewhere that was going to give him the chance to play his game, and it's so far looking pretty good. The Pistons season upgrades and changes has been low-key very underrated throughout the offseason till now, because it was like a team that, honestly, the Pistons looked like a team that were going nowhere, and now they look like they have a future. And I don't know if they have their pick this year, but if they have their pick this year and they draft someone solid, you're looking okay for the next couple of years, to be honest. So for the Raptors, Pascal Siakam +2 and Fred VanVleet -2. I've been saying for a long time that the fact that Pascal Siakam was not the best player by far for the Raptors was weird, because you saw this dude average 20 in the NBA Finals and win one. You would think when Kawhi leaves, he'd be averaging like 25 and leading the team really hard. And he wasn't. But lately, and the Raptors have been playing better lately, he's been showing that he is the Siakam that we expected him to be, which is cool to see. Fred VanVleet went down, but we still know he's a bucket, so that doesn't really matter. And the other change is Scottie Barnes, who goes +1. He's been so cool. It's so cool that they got him because he's honestly really solid. Everyone on this team is so young still. Like, they have a good team for a long time. So for the Rockets, the only change is Alperen Sengun, right? +2, 18 years old, looking solid. And that's really it for the Rockets. For the Spurs, so Kelton Johnson +1. You have no idea how exciting it is to hear that Kelton Johnson is the second best player on the Spurs. Like, I've been waiting for this, bro. He's so good. I'm happy because he's been playing very good. And Devin Vassell goes -1. I disagree because I think he's been playing very solid lately too. So I'm not a big fan, especially because the Spurs have been playing most of their games, well, winning most of their games lately. That's very odd for me that he went down. So for the Suns, Devin Booker +1 and DeAndre Ayton +1, making Devin Booker the best player on the Suns, as he should been all year. And I've been preaching that for a long time, and now it's finally seeing it actually be the case is good to see. Cam Payne goes +1 as well, so big upgrades for the Suns, who are looking to win a championship this season, and I think they can do it. There's a lot of +1s for the Thunder. I don't know much. I know Poku got +1, and that's like all I know. So for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards -1, D'Angelo Russell -2, and no +1 for Cat. So let me get this straight. You think Anthony Edwards has been playing bad. You think D'Lo has been playing bad. And yet the Timberwolves are still in a playoff position. What does that tell you? That Karl Anthony Towns is carrying. And he's not a 90 overall? Are you kidding me? Get out of here, 2K. No. Patrick Beverley +1, which is deserved, and that's it for the team. Josh Hart +2 for the Blazers. I swear he goes up and down every roster update, and that's really it. A couple of changes for the Warriors. So Wiggins goes down 1, making him title Klay Thompson as the second best player on the team with Draymond Green, which is true, 100% true. Jordan Poole +2, making him an 81 overall, which is 100% true. So a couple of changes here. I like the final ratings for this team. I think this is the first time I agree with the Warriors ratings this season. And finally, for the Wizards, Porzingis +1 and Kuzma -2. Again, I agree. I think Porzingis has found a new home for the Wizards that allows him to be the best player. Kind of similar situation when he was with the Knicks. And I think that that's good for him because he's a player on the Mavericks that they were making him just be a corner shooter, which doesn't make any sense for how good he is. And then the Wizards, he's getting that chance to be himself. That's fire. Okay, that's it for this video. What do you guys think about this roster update? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like the channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.